This is Thomas Neuhoff and Linda Cooper with Henry and Peters here in Tyler, Texas. And we just wanted to take a brief minute to update you on some of the new developments in the land of Paycheck Protection Program Loans. And so just as a brief background, March 27th of 2020 was when this program was drafted out by Congress, and it provided for funds for businesses that were a loan for businesses that's fully forgiven if spent during, initially it was an 8-week period on payroll, mortgage interest, rent, and utilities. And so in June, Congress passed a second act called the PPP Flexibility Act. And that act extended that 8-week period to 24 weeks. And so now businesses have this 24 weeks, up to 24 weeks to spend these funds and to qualify for full forgiveness. And so what we're looking at now is the forgiveness process and how businesses are going to go about that.
So Thomas, I heard that forgiveness is automatic if it's a small loan. Is that true?
So a lot of people have been suggesting that Congress was going to do some sort of automatic forgiveness for smaller loans. Congress has talked about that, but as of right now, they haven't passed anything to grant automatic forgiveness to anyone. And so all loans are not automatically forgiven and still subject to a forgiveness application at this moment.
So what is the difference for small loans? Is there any difference at this point?
So just here recently, the SBA and Treasury passed a new procedure and came out with a new application form for loans under $50,000. So if your PPP loan is under $50,000, you can file this new one-page forgiveness form that doesn't have any calculations and it's much simpler.
Right, that's much better.
And so this new forgiveness form eliminates a lot of the headaches with the phase outs and the full-time equivalency and the salary and wage testing. And so if I'm a business and I spent my PPP loan that's less than $50,000 in the 24 weeks appropriately, can I just file this one-page document with the bank and be done with this?
Well, not quite. I mean, you do have to just file the one page with the bank, but we recommend that you still keep all the documentation, still keep all of the calculations that you did, because you never know when the SBA or the lender may come back and ask some more questions. And so you want to have documentation. There are a few things you still have to submit to the lender, not necessarily to the SBA, but to the lender to support your one-page application.
Yeah, very good. And so as people are going through this application process, and I know you're helping them walk through it, what tips do you have for them as they're looking at it?
So for most people, and it varies depending on the borrower for sure. I mean, it's not really a blanket answer for everybody, but for most of our clients and most of the people we've helped, we recommend that they wait until the end of the 24 weeks to begin applying for forgiveness. So if you got your loan on April the 30th, that would mean October the 15th would be the end of your covered period. So for us, we recommend that for most people. Not everybody, so you need to ask your advisor or your accountant what they think. But in the second thing, if possible, we also recommend that you use it all on payroll. With the extension from the 8 weeks to the 24 weeks, it does give you an opportunity to spend the majority of the loan on payroll. And that just means you have less documentation you have to keep up with and less things you have to report. So lastly, if your loan is $50,000 or less, we still would consider waiting the 24 weeks before you apply for forgiveness. But at that point, after the 24 weeks is done, or at the point where you've spent all of your loan, you probably need to go to your advisor, your lender, or your CPA and just get them to give you some guidance on when is the best time for you to apply for forgiveness.
Yeah, I think all those are good tips. And as you're trying to navigate some of these new programs, which I know can be difficult, feel free to hop on over to henrypeters.com for more information, and we'll continue to update you there as well.